The first sound wasn't the workers. It was the stone. A sharp crack echoed across the desert as a block weighing more than 2 family SUVs shifted into place with astonishing precision. There were no engines. No steel cranes. No hydraulic lifts. Just thousands of people, simple tools, and an ambition so enormous that, more than 4,500 years later, it still challenges everything we think we know about human capability. Now imagine standing there. The morning sun has barely risen above the eastern horizon. The air is cool for only a few precious moments before the Egyptian heat begins to consume the landscape. Around you, hundreds of laborers pull thick ropes in perfect rhythm while skilled stone masons chip away at limestone with copper chisels and pounding stones. Architects measure angles with wooden squares, plumb bobs, and stretched cords. Every movement appears ordinary. Yet together, those ordinary actions are creating one of the most extraordinary structures in human history. And that's the mystery. The Great Pyramid of Giza contains an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks. Many weigh between 2 and 15 tons. Some of the massive granite beams inside the King's Chamber weigh more than 60 tons and were transported from quarries nearly 500 miles away in southern Egypt. Even today, moving objects of that size requires careful planning and specialized machinery. So how could people living thousands of years before modern technology accomplish something that still inspires awe among engineers? For generations, that question has invited every imaginable answer. Lost civilizations, secret technologies, even extraterrestrial visitors have been proposed. The mystery became so famous that fiction often overshadowed evidence, turning one of history's greatest engineering achievements into one of its greatest myths. But here's what makes this story far more fascinating. The closer archaeologists look, the less magical the answer becomes, and somehow, the more incredible it gets. Because the real mystery isn't whether ancient Egyptians had impossible technology. It's whether we have underestimated human intelligence all along. To understand why, we have to erase one modern assumption. When most people picture the builders of the pyramids, they imagine exhausted slaves stumbling through the desert under a blazing sun, driven forward by whips. That image has appeared in movies, novels, and television for decades. The archaeological evidence tells a different story. Just a short distance from the pyramids, researchers uncovered the remains of carefully planned workers' villages. These settlements contained bakeries, breweries, kitchens, sleeping quarters, workshops, and even medical facilities. The people buried there showed signs that broken bones had healed, suggesting they received treatment instead of being discarded. Animal bones discovered at the site revealed diets rich in beef, sheep, goats, bread, onions, fish, and beer, foods that would have supported an enormous workforce. These weren't disposable laborers. Many appear to have been skilled craftsmen, engineers, surveyors, quarry workers, and seasonal laborers who took pride in contributing to a royal project believed to secure the pharaoh's journey into the afterlife. That discovery changes everything. If the workforce was organized, well-fed, and highly skilled, then perhaps the pyramid itself wasn't built through impossible strength. Perhaps it was built through extraordinary organization. Think about the difference. One person cannot lift a 5-ton block. 1,000 coordinated people can move dozens in a single day. History repeatedly shows that civilization's greatest achievements rarely depend on superhuman individuals. They depend on systems, carefully planned logistics, disciplined teamwork, and knowledge accumulated across generations. Ancient Egypt excelled at exactly that. Every year, the Nile River flooded its banks, covering farmland with fertile silt. During those months, many farmers couldn't work their fields. Instead, the state redirected thousands of experienced workers toward massive construction projects. What looked like an impossible workforce suddenly became available through the natural rhythm of the river itself. It was a logistical masterpiece hidden in plain sight. But manpower alone couldn't solve the greatest challenge. Even with thousands of workers, how do you move millions of stones with no wheels suited for heavy loads, no iron machinery, and no modern roads? For decades, historians debated that question without a definitive answer. Then, buried beneath the desert sands and preserved by extraordinary luck, archaeologists uncovered clues that transformed the conversation. One ancient official, whose name had been forgotten for thousands of years, left behind a record so detailed that it reads almost like a construction diary. His writings would reveal not myths, but something far more valuable. A glimpse into how one of the greatest engineering projects in history may actually have been managed. And that discovery begins with a man named Mira. Mira was not a king, a famous architect, or a legendary inventor. He was a middle-ranking official whose job was surprisingly ordinary: supervise a crew of workers transporting stone. For thousands of years, his name vanished beneath the Egyptian desert. Then, in 2013, archaeologists working near the ancient Red Sea harbor of Wadi al-Jarf uncovered a collection of fragile papyrus documents sealed inside limestone caves. Those weathered pages are now considered among the oldest surviving papyri ever discovered. At first glance, they looked like routine administrative records. But as researchers translated the text, something remarkable emerged. Mira had kept a daily log of his work. He described his crew loading fine white limestone at the quarries of Tura, floating it along the Nile and a network of canals, and delivering it to the construction site known as Ake Khufu, the ancient name of the Great Pyramid. This wasn't a legend written centuries later. It was a first-hand account from someone involved in the project. Suddenly, one of history's biggest mysteries became a little less mysterious. The papyri don't explain every engineering detail, but they reveal something just as important. The pyramid project functioned like a vast, organized supply chain. Crews were assigned specific tasks. Materials moved according to schedules. Officials recorded deliveries. Rather than relying on impossible feats, the builders relied on coordination, planning, and disciplined logistics. That idea is surprisingly modern. Imagine a massive construction project today. Thousands of workers don't all perform the same job. Engineers design. Surveyors measure. Drivers transport materials. Crane operators position heavy loads. Managers coordinate the timing. Remove that organization, and even the most advanced machines become inefficient. The ancient Egyptians understood this principle long before the invention of modern engineering degrees. But one enormous question still remained. Transporting stone by boat explains part of the journey. It doesn't explain the final climb. How do you move multi-ton blocks from the riverbank to a monument that eventually reached nearly 480 feet into the sky? For decades, countless theories competed for the answer. Some proposed long straight ramps stretching for miles across the desert. Others imagined spiraling ramps wrapping around the pyramid as it grew taller. More recent ideas suggest a combination of external and internal ramps, each used at different stages of construction. No single theory has been proven beyond doubt. Yet experimental archaeology has demonstrated something important. When researchers recreate ancient tools and techniques, they repeatedly discover that tasks once considered impossible become surprisingly achievable. In one famous experiment, teams successfully pulled massive stone blocks mounted on wooden sledges. The breakthrough wasn't greater strength, it was understanding friction. Ancient Egyptian artwork shows workers pouring water onto the sand in front of a moving sledge. For years, many assumed this was simply a ritual or symbolic image. Physics suggests otherwise. The right amount of water can bind loose sand grains together, creating a firmer surface and significantly reducing resistance. Instead of sinking into soft sand, the sled glides more efficiently. It's a simple trick, but one that could save enormous amounts of effort over thousands of trips. Sometimes, the greatest technological advantage isn't a machine. It's knowing exactly how nature behaves. That realization forces us to reconsider another assumption. We often measure ancient civilizations by what they lacked: steel, electricity, computers, engines. But perhaps we should measure them by what they mastered: geometry, astronomy, stoneworking, surveying, large-scale organization. These weren't secondary skills. They were the foundation of an engineering culture refined over generations. The Great Pyramid itself reflects that precision. Its base is astonishingly level. Its sides are closely aligned with the cardinal directions. Even after thousands of years of earthquakes, erosion, and the removal of its polished outer casing, the monument still demonstrates a level of accuracy that continues to impress modern engineers. How did they achieve such precision without lasers or GPS? That question leads to one of the most fascinating aspects of the entire story. The builders weren't simply stacking stones. They were measuring the earth, observing the sky, and translating those observations into architecture with extraordinary consistency. And as archaeologists uncovered more evidence, another possibility began to emerge, one that suggests the greatest secret of the pyramids was never hidden inside the stones themselves. It was hidden in the minds of the people who built them. Before a single stone was pulled across the desert, before a single worker lifted a copper chisel, the most important construction tool may have been something no one could hold in their hands. Knowledge. Not secret knowledge. Not supernatural knowledge. Knowledge accumulated over centuries through observation, experimentation, failure, and relentless improvement. Imagine standing on the Giza plateau long before the Great Pyramid existed. Surveyors stretched linen cords across the bedrock, while others watched the stars during the stillness of the night. They are not guessing where the monument should stand. They are measuring, correcting, measuring again. One small error at the foundation would become a massive mistake hundreds of feet higher. That couldn't happen. Everything had to begin with extraordinary precision. Researchers believe Egyptian surveyors likely used simple but remarkably effective tools: plumb bobs, leveling trenches filled with water, sighting rods, and carefully stretched cords. Individually, none of these tools seems revolutionary. Together, they created a system capable of astonishing accuracy. This is one of history's greatest lessons. Technology isn't always about having more advanced tools. Sometimes it's about using simple tools with extraordinary skill. That same principle appears everywhere throughout the pyramid. Each block wasn't carved to microscopic perfection. Instead, skilled masons continuously adjusted neighboring stones until they fit together with remarkable stability. Millions of small corrections, repeated thousands of times, gradually produced one of the most precise monuments ever constructed. It's a reminder that perfection is often the result of countless tiny improvements, not a single miraculous breakthrough. But then another mystery appears. If the Egyptians were capable of building something this extraordinary, why didn't later civilizations simply repeat it? The answer reveals just how rare this achievement really was. The Great Pyramid wasn't built by one genius or one generation. It represented the peak of a construction tradition that evolved over decades. Earlier pyramids show that evolution almost like pages in a textbook. The Step Pyramid of Djoser introduced the idea of monumental stone architecture. The Bent Pyramid revealed what happens when engineering calculations don't go as planned. The angle changes dramatically partway through construction, almost certainly to improve stability. The Red Pyramid refined those lessons into a successful true pyramid. Only after generations of experimentation did builders possess the experience required to create Khufu's Great Pyramid. Seen this way, the Great Pyramid wasn't an impossible beginning. It was the culmination of centuries of learning. Modern audiences often focus on the finished monument, while forgetting the long chain of innovation behind it. The same pattern appears throughout history. The first airplane didn't suddenly become a jet. The first computer wasn't a smartphone. Great achievements almost always stand on forgotten foundations. Yet one puzzle still refuses to disappear. The granite beams inside the King's Chamber remain among the most impressive engineering feats of the project. Some weigh more than 60 tons. They were quarried hundreds of miles away at Aswan, floated north along the Nile, unloaded, transported to the construction site, and somehow raised high into the growing pyramid. No ancient blueprint has ever been discovered explaining every step. No complete instruction manual survives. This is where honest history becomes more interesting than certainty. Archaeologists don't know every answer. And that's okay. Science isn't about pretending every mystery has already been solved. It's about following the evidence wherever it leads. Experimental archaeology continues to test ideas using replicas of ancient tools. Engineers model ramp systems with computer simulations. Geologists analyze quarry marks. Egyptologists study newly discovered inscriptions. Every new discovery adds another piece to the puzzle. Sometimes an old theory becomes stronger. Sometimes it's abandoned entirely. That's how real investigation works. Ironically, the remaining mysteries often inspire the wildest claims. Whenever we encounter something extraordinary, it's tempting to believe an extraordinary explanation must exist. But history repeatedly teaches the opposite. Roman concrete survived for millennia because of its unique volcanic ingredients, not magic. The Inca fitted enormous stones together with incredible precision through patient craftsmanship, not impossible technology. Medieval cathedrals reached breathtaking heights using ingenious engineering, not hidden machines. Again and again, human creativity proves more impressive than myths. Perhaps the greatest misunderstanding surrounding the pyramids is that we underestimate ancient people simply because they lived long ago. Intelligence did not suddenly appear in the modern age. The human brain that designed the Great Pyramid was fundamentally the same brain capable of designing spacecraft today. The difference wasn't intelligence. It was the knowledge available to each civilization. When thousands of skilled people share ideas across generations, remarkable things become possible. And nowhere is that more visible than Giza. Today, millions of visitors stand before the Great Pyramid every year. Most instinctively look upward, trying to comprehend its size. But perhaps the monument points us in a different direction. Not toward the sky. Toward ourselves. Because the pyramid isn't merely a mountain of stone. It's physical evidence of what organized human cooperation can achieve. It represents mathematics turned into architecture. Planning turned into permanence. Vision turned into reality. Its greatest secret may never have been hidden inside sealed chambers or buried treasure. Its greatest secret was always visible. Millions of ordinary people, guided by shared purpose, disciplined planning, careful observation, and generations of accumulated knowledge, accomplished something extraordinary enough to survive for more than 4,000 years. And maybe that's why the Great Pyramid continues to fascinate us. Not because it proves ancient humans possessed impossible technology, but because it proves they didn't need it. The next time you see the silhouette of the Great Pyramid against the Egyptian sunset, remember this. The real wonder isn't that ancient people built it without modern machines. The real wonder is that human curiosity, patience, and cooperation were powerful enough to build it at all. And perhaps that's the most astonishing evidence of all.